And we're back again for another Money Monday in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania for Parx Racing with Hollywood Hay and myself, HRT Rich on X, Twitter, whatever you call it. If you'd like to support the show, please provide some comments. Welcome to Private Ross, as always. Tafum is back. Hey, Tafum. I hope everything is good for you in Turkey. Been a while since we've seen you. We'll come up with the Terry's best bet in just a minute. What's it? Race number 7, I believe, Terry, something like that.
Yeah, it's 7th race.
So stick around to race number 7, folks, and you'll be able to take advantage of Terry's best bet. But in between here and there, if you want to help the show, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You see below on the bottom all of our social sites scrolling below. And before we get started, really nothing going on today. Just 2 tracks running. So you got Parx as well as Will Rogers over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, the Kentucky Derby and Oaks coming up. We will have all of our data sheets available for that as well. So make sure you subscribe. Anybody who gets involved for the monthly program also has the Kentucky Derby involved. When the show is over in just a little bit, about an hour from now, we'll post all of our comments and thoughts over here. Somehow Tom and I got our wires crossed for Foreign Friday. Put our picks out. A lot of favorites winning, so not the best day. So probably not a bad day to have off. We will have a Foreign Friday this week for sure. Parx tomorrow, Keeneland on Wednesday, Aqueduct on Thursday. Again, don't miss any of that by subscribing down there below. And don't miss any of today's Parx Racing action, Terry, beginning in race number 1.
All right, so we're going to go to 5.5 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000, and it's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 3 races.
Yes, 5 furlongs, the profile of a short sprint at Parx. Looks like early speed. A lot of them, 42%, get the lead and do not relinquish it. There's a rail bonus for Bucanera. I hope I got that right. 2-3 posts. They have a small bonus. 4 through 7, a discount. 8 and out is bonused as well. We do 1,000 simulations, Terry, looking for horses that have great chances to get the lead. At least that's where we start, since a lot go wire to wire. And who has the best chance to get the lead at the jump today?
Well, take a look there. That number 4 does. Can really get out of that gate, I think, and get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, a little competition, perhaps from a couple of others in here as well. Along with getting to the lead, Terry, anybody in here that shows some overlay value, perhaps?
Yeah, about the best one is that 4 also, the Fox Too Foxy, or Far Too Foxy. Yeah, it goes from 5-2 to 6-1. It's about the best overlay in here.
Yeah, I see that for sure. And in this race, the average winning speed figure is about 74, it is 74 according to the folks at Brisnet. And who's got a chance to, who's done it before and who's got a chance to do it again?
Well, the 2, 4, and 7 have done it in the past. And then the 1, 3, and 6 have got pretty close to it, within 5 points. And then as far as who can do it today, the best chance is the 6, 4, 6, and 1, although all of them show some kind of a chance except for that 8.
Mm-hmm. Down here, we like to take a look at the race shape to see how this race might play out. It's kind of a left arrow, right-sided triangle. So you get the 4 and the 1 on the front, everybody else in the back. The 8 horse, who we mentioned, probably not a chance today. Probably circle that one as your winner in the opener. Not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line, Terry. So it looks like the 4, if he can get to the front and stay there, it's got a good chance. So which horses in here are likely to get a race that really matches this best performances?
Yeah, that's right. You can see there that 4, 6, and 7 have the highest C zones. Although all of them show some C zones, the lightest one is the 8 horse.
Yeah, the C zone is just comfort zone. We match up today's projected pace with the horse's best performances and see how likely today will mirror those races. And then, Terry, it looks like there's one standout here from jockey trainer standpoint.
Yeah, that 2 has the best jockey trainer combination for the race.
A couple of them in here dropping in class, the 4 being the biggest class dropper. We see that here. Everybody else kind of sideways on the day. And then we have some in-race advantages. The 3 horse, Pretty Lily, 8 speed points better than everybody else last time out. The 4, as we mentioned already, 5 points equals 1 length, has about a 1 length early race advantage. The 7 horse, That one has about a length and a half late speed advantage. So it's either speed figure, early speed, late speed. Terry, a lot to pick from. What did you pick from?
Well, I like the 6 On This Harvest Moon. Ran second versus similar in her last race and has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Then I like that 2-horse, KD Cates. She finished in the money in 4 races out of 5 starts at Parx Racing. She won one of those, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Pretty Lily is the 3, ran second versus similar in last race. She has the highest last speed rating, and she can handle the distance. And then the long shot is the 4, Far Too Foxy. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Her early speed running style will help her chances. No additional bets here for me.
Yeah, I'm worried about that 4 getting out on the loose on the lead and not being able to run it down. But otherwise, I have the 2-horse Katie Cakes. Maybe pops in the second start after a layoff. Last time out was a tough trip wide, so getting inside helps today for Katie Cakes. On This Harvest Moon, which is the favorite right now at Parx, consistent performer. Similar fractions last time out, despite going a little longer. Terry and I both putting the 3 and the 4 in third and fourth. The 3-horse did run the top last race, speed figure, 8 points better than everybody else. Runs the same race. Everybody else has got to pop a lot, but I do have some regression concerns. But horse tends to pair peak races. And then finally, Far Too Foxy gets out on the lead there. 1 length early speed advantage. If it doesn't stop, look out. Could go wire to wire. No bets for me either, but I will bet we will go on to race number 2, and I will collect that one because that's what we're going to do.
Okay, 6 furlongs, maiden claimings race, $15,000 claiming price, purse $19,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Yes, and to win at 6 furlongs, and there's I think about 4 or 5 6-furlong races today, so pay attention to the bias in number 2. 34% of the time, the horse that gets the lead keeps the lead. Master of Tweets, that one has a little bit of a rail edge. 2 and 3 get a bonus as well. 4 through 7, they get discounted. 8 and out are discounted as well, just not as much as 4 through 7. Terry, again, speed being a big factor in horses that win their maiden races. Looks like this is going to be a very competitive start.
It is. They all show speed, but the 3 and 1 are pretty close to one another. I think if they get out of the gate together, they're going to go head to that quarter pole.
Mm-hmm. So in these maiden races, it's important to see which horses have hit or come close to par. A bunch of no's means the race could favor horses that have hit par. Terry, and who is that?
Well, that 3 horse is the only one that shows that in the past it's either equaled or exceeded the par speed number.
And over here we see with the 2-horse Stone Cold Reaction, that does have a 73 in second race par ability. Again, we mentioned that 72 is the score that average horse has. So if you typical second race improvement, that 2 might be able to get there. Terry, as far as overlays, are there any here that we should focus on?
Yeah, the 3 shows a really nice, the 4, a really nice overlay from 6 to 1 to 12 to 1. So,
and we also see a little bit of overlay with the 5, which also has a speed figure advantage, 3 points better than everybody else. Our race shape, again, we see the 4 and 1, pilot, co-pilot, everybody else not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. Terry, which horse in this group is likely to get the best race?
It looks like to me, as far as you can see there, that 6 has the best speed. Best C-zone number there. They all have good ones, and the 3 and 4 follow up on that. So,
And then if you're looking for the jockey trainer combination, where would you look?
Well, actually, the 1 has the best jockey. The 5 seems to have the best trainer, but the 3 has the best combination of jockey and trainer, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and we have a big race advantage at the end for the 2, that horse that's making its second start. A little more than 1 length. And then the total pace over here. Top 4 usually produces about 70% of the winners. A 1 length advantage for the 2. Terry, anybody beating that 2 in race 2?
Well, I think the 2 is the one to bet in here. Stone Cold Reaction. Finished 3rd versus similar in his only start. Was well bet in debut. And Lasix is added. Then Looking Wild, the 3 is the next one. He has the best prime power number of 106.2, and his best start speed is fast as among today's starters. And then 5, Canopy. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a rapid sprint, and he has the highest speed rating. And return to the sprint will help him. Master of Tweets, the one is my long shot, has a high percentage winning jockey. And the rail post winning 24% clip. First, Don Johnson, Miami Vice, pick 4, 1, 2, 3, 5 with the 2, 6 with the 2, 3 with the 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8 for $48 ticket.
Yeah, real quick, because we're going to go with race number 1. I'm going to start with the 3 horse, the only horse with a par race, Stone Cold, second race improvement. That's enough, as we saw in our sheet. First time Lasix, that'll help. Carnaby, top last race speed figure, 3 points. That's the minimum you're looking for. Cutting back in distance will help. And then Chucky, Our Law, biggest class dropper in here with the 3 and only its third start. My pick 4 is going to go 2, 3, 5, 2, 6, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I think that's $45. We have a $50 budget. That's the most we can use. Race number 1 about to get started. Here are our picks. As you mentioned, Tafum, we are having a best bet. It will come up in race number 7. Stay tuned for that. Harvest Moon. Help the show today. Hit that like button. Indeed, it is free, and we would greatly appreciate that. Follow us on YouTube if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button. Let's see what's about to happen in race number 1. They're all lined up. They're all out of the gates, and they're all running. And as it would be, the 4 horse, the one that we thought would get to the lead, Far Too Foxy, has indeed lived up to our simulations. It's running away from the pack right now, Terry. We may have a difficult time running that one down. Far Too Foxy at 5-1. The 1 horse on the rail, Bucanera, 5-2, getting a lot of play from the bettors. Then the 6 horse. Looks like the 2 horse decided it doesn't want to play today, Terry. Katie Cakes. Here comes that 1 horse. It's going to come up and around the 4 horse. The 6 horse is in that mix too. They went to an opening quarter 22 and 45. Bucanera looking like it's going to be tough to beat this era. Down around the bend they come. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to catch that guy right there. He's running away from it, the 1 horse. And then the 6 horse is trying to engage right now. He's getting them to switch leads. I think he's going to run by him at the end here. Yes, indeed he is. So the 6 horse is going to get the lead. He's going to run by him, and then it's going to go 6-1-8-7-2. 6-1-8-7-2 in the opener. So on this Harvest Moon, the 2-1 favorite takes home race number 1, Terry. So
all right.
These maiden claiming races are always fun to do that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Race 3 in this 10-race card today. Terry's next on our agenda. What are the conditions for El Number Dos Tres?
Okay, well, we're going to stretch out to a mile, and it's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
So 1 mile, which is 1 complete trip around the oval track here in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, does favor a lot of horses that get to the lead. 44% of the time, they win gate to wire. Outside is better than inside, Terry. So in the 3rd race, do we have any Buffalo girls on the outside with speed? The answer is an obvious no.
No, the 2 horses on the inside have the most speed, especially the 2. So I think the 2 is going to get that quarter pole first.
Yeah, and the 2 looks like it also has a pretty good overlay.
Yeah, it's the best overlay in here, 9-5 to 7-2. So I think that'd be a good one to take a look at.
Yeah, indeed. And all of them so far have shown the ability to hit par.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they can all win this race. Any of them here in our Par Plus that might have a best chance of doing it today, Terry?
Well, it looks like the 6 has the best numbers in here, and it could probably maybe do the best. It's a little bit above even. So, but the rest of them are pretty good too.
So maybe that 2 horse, not only does it have that, Terry, but I see that the jockey trainer combination is pretty stellar.
Yeah, it is. It's the 2 all the way across the board. They're the best jockey, best trainer. So I think it's the best combination of jockey trainer for this race.
Yeah, and along with just about everybody else dropping in class, the 1 horse being the only one, Ferrari Kid, moving up in class here today, Terry. This race we see here that it's pretty balanced. A couple, more balanced towards middle front. So maybe a horse with some closing speed will be in there, Terry. But it does look like the 5 horse is going to have the best trip according to the comfort zone. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. It really has a really good percentage there, followed up by that 2. So,
and then we do see the 2 horse does have a 1 length early pace advantage, so should live up to that. The 3-horse, it's the one that's coming from off the back, almost the 1 length. Again, our top 4 picks right in here, according to Total Pace. What are your top 4 picks for race 3?
Well, I like the 6 book runner. He likes Parx Racing. He's been in the money 67% of the races here, and he won 17% of the starts. And the distance won't cause any problems, as he's been in the money 100% of the time at today's distance and won 20% of those starts. And then I like the 2, Alan a lot. Anyway, he finished the money in 3 races out of his last 4 starts. He won 1 of the starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Big John, the 3, is my 3rd choice. He's finished 3rd versus similar in this race and has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 25% of the route races he has horses running in. Ferrari Kid, the 1 is my long shot, won his last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I like in race number 3, the 2-horse is my first one here. All a little and a lot. I'm not sure. Good chance to be the pace setter. You got the dynamic duo of Jamie Ness, Mikel Sanchez. Can never overlook those 2. Book runner, the 6-horse, is dropping nearly 1.5 lengths in class. We see that right there with the 1.4, along with the 4-horse, making a pretty big drop in class. The 4, and then I do have the 4, the other big class dropper here. It was much better late. We see that right here in our pace setup. This tells us the improvement internally for the race last out. And then finally, Ferrari Kid, if that 2 is not on the lead, well, guess what? The 1 will be on the lead and then has a chance where 44% of the time they go wire to wire, but the inside tends to struggle compared to the outside. No additional bets for me either. So we move to the second pick 4 race number 4, Terry. What are the particulars for this one?
Well, we're going to go to 1 mile and a 16th, and it's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won in 2 races since October 14th.
So to get that second win since October 14th at 1 mile and a 16th, it's not surprising at Parx. Early speed, 40% of the time they win gate to wire. Outside and in is the best place to be. 4 and out, they get a little bit of a bonus there, Terry. So again, we're looking on the outside. We're looking for speed in race number 4. Share your views on that.
Yeah, well, the outside horse does have the most speed, as you can see there. It has quite a bit of speed compared to the others, although everybody in there has some kind of speed. But if the 6 gets out of the gate cleanly and the jockey makes the right decisions, it's going to get the quarter pole first.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of them have a chance to get the lead. It looks like all of them, too, have had the ability to hit par, right?
Yeah. That's true. They all do. They have all in the past equaled or exceeded the speed par number. So
it looks like they can all do it again too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially that 3 and that 5. They have pretty nice par numbers. So
yeah, and as far as our overlays, you see anything that stands out there? I really don't.
Yeah, the only one that really has anything is that 4, 6 to 1 to 8 to 1. That's about it.
And you see a lot of them showing improvement last time out. That's what this is. I mean, early pace improvement, mid race improvement, from and late race improvement. All of them better at the end of their last races, and a lot of them posting better fractions last time out. So all of them yeses, all of them improving. The 2-horse moving up in class, the 1, the 4, and the 5 down in class. The others are flat. Terry, well, this looks like anybody can win. Who's likely to get the best ride?
Well, 3 has the best jockey according to the data, and 6 shows the best trainer. But I believe the 3 has the best combination of jockey and trainer for this race.
And again, we see one of these triangles again, Terry, where you got a couple of pilots and co-pilots. Most people want to be middle back. Generally favor speed. We saw the 6-horse has that, about a length and a half early race advantage. Does the 6 also have a good chance to get a great race?
It does. He has a nice C-zone number. The 1 actually has a good one too, and the 2 and the 3. So, but there you go.
Yeah. So the 5-horse, 5 and 5. That's got to be a crypto code, doesn't it, Private Ross?
Sounds
got a
like
5-point the last race speed figure. Don't you think, Terry? That's got to be a crypto code.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes, indeed. So if you're looking for some late speed, the 1 and the 3 should come off the end, and then, but it does look like the 4, the 5, the 2, and the 3 are our top total pace horses. Terry, who are your top picks?
Well, I like number 3 in spite of the trainer, in spite to trainer.
In
of the
spite of the
trainer.
trainer. Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny. And he ran second versus similar in his last race as a favorite, but he has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 31% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite race again back to race again, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And the two will be there. Oh, he won his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Tycoon the 5 is my third choice. Ran second versus Tougher in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating, and his early speed running style will help chances. The 1 is my long shot, drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to bet the second Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4, and I think this is a pretty wide open race. So I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 with the 3, 4, 6, 7, and I use the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and finish up with the 1. That's a $50 ticket.
I have the same order, 3, 2, 5, and then the 6. So I like the 3 on top, in spite of the trainer. Well, in this case, because of the trainer, Jamie Ness and jockey Mikel Sanchez. Horse that was better all the way across the board last time out. We Be There, the 2 horse, ran faster. So this is interesting. The horse ran 1.70 and then $1.16 last time out. He ran a faster time at 1.16 than he did at a shorter race. That's some great improvement. Number 5, Tycoon, does have that top last race speed figure, a handful of points better than everybody else. 5 and 5, absolute crypto code, and also a horse that was faster by more than a second. And then the 6 horse, Terry, you got a Lone E, going to be out on the lead. If there's a horse that's going to go wire to wire, it'll be Aula for sure. I'm going to go 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5. I couldn't really pick a race where I only wanted to go with like one horse in there. I tried, folks, but didn't work out. Race 5 ends the first half of today's 10-race card, Terry. And what are the conditions for this one?
It's 6.5 furlongs, and it's a claiming race. $12,500 claiming price. Purse $23,000 for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, and to get that second win flag and raise it up the pole, you're looking for horses at 6.5 furlongs again. The refrain remains the same. Early speed, a bunch, 35%. Hit the lead at the quarter-mile marker. Hold it at the finish line. There's a rail bonus for King Davies. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 have the same. 4 and out have the same discount. So inside 3 speed in race 5, Terry, could be useful, but the speed's not in the inside 3. But there is a clear front runner in here.
Yeah, that 5 has lots and lots of speed compared to everything else, and it really surprised me if it doesn't get out of that gate and go to that quarter pole first.
Mm-hmm. Well, all these horses got no's for the most part, Terry, meaning they haven't hit par as of yet. So perhaps the best place to look for some value is the simulation odds, and it looks like there might be a couple overlays in here.
Yeah, well, the ones got odds of 9 to 2. I mean, 9 to 2 to 6 to 1, and then the 5 comes up at 2 to 1 to 5 to 1, and the 8 is 3 to 1 to 6 to 1. So that might be something you want to look at.
And 3 of them showing promise to maybe hit par today.
Yeah, that's true. If you take a look there, the 5 has the best numbers, followed up by that 8 and 1.
Mm-hmm. Oof, this race. All of them moving up in class except for these 3 here. They're flat in class. Got a pretty balanced race shape in here with 3 that want to be on the lead, 4 that want to close, and a PC type, that 1 horse. So they can pretty much be anywhere on the track. Those lone middle horses, especially an EP or PC, those Sesame Street horses where one is like the other can be exceptionally dangerous, Terry. But it looks like others have a better chance to get a great race today.
Yeah, well, that 3 and 4 have really good numbers, followed up by the 5. They all show some kind of a C-zone number, but those are the best 3.
Yeah, and the 3 has a 3-point speed figure advantage from the last race, according to Andrew Beyer, the Godfather. 3-point speed figure better than everybody else. Takes a good look at that one. The 3 also, the biggest late pace advantage over everybody else, about 2 lengths almost, but the 5 has a 1-length total pace advantage. So this race, Terry, looks like speed versus closer, the quintessential fable of the tortoise and the hare. Which one wins here, Terry, the tortoise or the hare?
Yeah, well, I like the 7 horse, Amazing Woo. He ran second versus similar in his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 20% of the sprints races he has a horse running in, and this horse can handle today's distance, as he showed that in the past. 6 Star Lord is my second choice, finished third versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. I like 4 as my third choice. He has finished in the money in 4 out of 5 of his last 5 starts, winning one of those starts, has a high percentage winning jockey. Run My Card, the 3 is my long shot, won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Yes, I am going to see the instructions there. Support the channel, like, share, subscribe, comment with your best picks. And yes, that's indeed cash tickets, no matter if they're your tickets or our tickets. Well, we have a little bit of disagreement. I'm going to go with Run My Card, a little bit of a price here. Apparently, I like the 3 horses all day today. Does have that top last race speed figure, 3 points again. So last time it was 5 points for the 5. This time it's 3 points for the 3. Come on, Private Ross. That's got to be a crypto code. Does have that 2-length late speeded edge. The fractions were better last time. The pace was better last time. Why not at 8-1? Stay funny. That's always a good idea. Be funny, Terry. On the front. Catch me if you can, as we saw in our simulations there. Almost a 71% chance to get to the front. Amazing Woo. It's an interesting name for a horse, Terry. Ronnie Woo Woo here in Chicago. Just missed the last time out. That was his first race at Parx after arriving from Gulfstream Park on the classic track drop. And then Scudetto, whatever. I don't speak Italian. That's the 4-horse. Third up after layoff. The last time this horse made a 3-race cycle was the best of the cycle, and quite frankly, it was a tough pick for me over Star-Lord, the best character in the Marvel series, with your favorite jockey on board, Terry, and that is?
Paco Lopez.
Paco! Scary Creations likes the 2-horse here. Huge class dropper on the 2-horse. Let's take a look at that 2-horse. I actually have him moving up in class. Just kind of strange, and I know the reason how I'm looking at the class figures is I'm looking at the speed figure, the average speed figure, the Brisnet speed figure, and I'm comparing that from the previous start. So I'm trying to make somewhat of an apples to apples comparison. Dr. Jose, who gives me some good data? We give you good data across the board, my friend. That's the point of the show. So make sure you want that great data. In the description on YouTube, you'll find a link to all the data that we're using today. When the show is over, we will timestamp every race so you can come back and watch them at your convenience. We're just a couple of races away from our best bets today. And I generally don't have best bets, but there's one horse I really like a lot today. So like Terry, I focused all of my energy in race number 9. Terry's best coming up in race number 7. Right now, we're going to do race number 6, Terry.
All right. Well, we're going to go to 6 furlongs. It's a maiden race, $50,000 purse for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
Yes, and at 6 furlongs, I did mention we have a number of these today. So we should get a good sense of how the track plays out earlier than this start. But up to today, 34% of the time, the horses win wire to wire. There's a rail edge for the first-time starter, Love Park. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 and out, a little bit of a discount. To 8 and out, they're discounted, just not as bad as 4 through 7. A lot of young horses in here, Terry, so the data maybe not as pertinent, but still important to know who might get the lead and who might that be.
Well, the 8 shows the most speed, but actually the 2 and the 6 aren't too far away from that. But I guess the 8, if it gets the good break, should go to the front.
So in maiden special weight races, Terry, having a par race is important in here. Looks like only one of them has achieved that milestone.
Yeah, it does. It looks like that 2 horse is the only one that shows that it's in the past has either exceeded or equaled the speed par number.
Mm-hmm. And all of them today with a chance to do it, but really no big standouts.
No, there aren't. They're all pretty close in their numbers there. So
one horse in here that we see that has a marking here again is that 3-horse. That one's untouchable. With typical second race improvement, Terry, that one can get above par. We got 3 first-time starters in here. We have a 3-point scale. Typically, when you got a bunch of no's like we have here, you really want to come over here and look at the second race par ability column as well as your first-timer columns. And you see here the 1 horse gets 3 out of 3 points. That's a perfect score. And then down here, the 5-horse, 2.64. When you have all these no's and only 1 yes, I'm typically looking for a score of 2.5 or better, Terry.
Mhm.
So far, of the experienced horses, the 8-horse wants to get on the lead. The 2-horse closed. These 3 were not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. So you got perhaps a lone E if the first-time starters don't come out there, Terry. And it's also got a really strong C-zone.
Sure does, 90.66%. So it's a really, really good C-zone number there.
Yeah, could jump out to the front and make it very difficult to catch, Terry. Either one of us, but unfortunately, neither one of us is going to take a shot at that horse. Who did you take a shot at to win their first race today?
Well,
race number, 6. There we go.
I like the 3 Untouchable. She finished 3rd versus similar only start. She has the highest last speed rating, and she has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Then I like this 2. She ran 4th in her last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, and the trainer wins 29% of the time. When he brings a beaten favorite back to race again, and her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like a first-time starter, the 1 Love Park. She has a good breeding, and the breeding suits today's distance. The rail post is winning 24% clip, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. So a lot of boxes marked off there for a first-time starter. Then I like Music Clarification, the 6. As my long shot, she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey.
3, 2, 1, same starts again, Terry. So some commonality there. Second race improvement takes the 3-horse over par. Olivia Mavis, the only horse in the race with a par race. The 1-horse, Love Park, 3 out of 3, first-time starter. And since everybody else, aside from the 2-horse, all knows in there, so not within 5 lengths or not within a length of being, 5 speed figure points, 1 length. So a lot of improvement necessary. So I'm going to go with the other first-time starter with the 5-horse in there, Peachy Promises Plus. My dog's name is Peach, my yellow lab. She's my chubby blonde girlfriend, and I can't ever go against my beautiful lab. Very nice dog. One of the nicest I have. Table Flirt, a monster. Look out for Table Flirt. All right, well, we've been pointing out that race 7 is going to be Terry's best bet. So, Terry, without much more delay, what are the conditions for your best bet?
Well, we're going to go to 6 furlongs, and it's an optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, $26,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, which have started for $16,000 or less, or which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $16,000 or never won 3 races.
Again, inside 3 speed, really a good place to be. 34% of the time, get the lead, keep the lead, go right into the winner's circle. 2 and 3 also get a pretty positive post position. 4 and out, a discount, although 8 and out is better than 4 through 7. So be in the inside, be on the outside, be fast, Terry. That's the moral of the story here. And who's the fastest of them all?
Well, as you can see there, that 4 and 3 are pretty darn close to one another. So they're going to come out at gate and each of them are going to try to get to that quarter pole first. So it just depends on who gets the best break, I would imagine.
Yeah, and a bunch of them, at least a quartet, showing that they can hit the par number here.
Yeah, that's true. There's the 2, 3, 6, and 9 all show that they've hit that in the past and are able to have done that either equal or exceeded that par number. And then there's 2 that came within 5 points, the 8 and the 10.
And again, a lot of them with a chance to do it again, but pretty low probabilities that they'll do it again.
Yeah, that's true. All of them, except for a couple, show that they have a really good chance, especially the 3 and the 4.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as horses that got good jockeys and trainers on them, this race looks like it's pretty wide open, Terry. Who do you think's got the best combination of that?
Well, I think the 3 has the best combination of jockey and trainer, as you can take a look at that, at what its data says there. So
The Rock Me Gently, the rail horse, looks like the top jockey in that race so far. So we're looking for some value, Terry. Did we find any overlays that we like?
Yeah, that's the 3 shows a overlay from 5 to 2 to 6 to 1, and then that 4 has a really nice overlay, 9 to 2 to 15 to 1.
Yes, the 4 also one of the top horses for comfort zone, likely to get a race that fits its running style.
That's right. The 4 and the 7 show the pretty close to one another, followed up by the 8 and the 9.
Yeah, and we see here we got 3 that want to be on the lead, everybody else middle back. So when it comes to the lead, you want the top 2. We see that's the 4 and the 3. The 4 is a left arrow horse. Those horses are kind of dangerous. Horses that are usually middle back with their normal pace push them out towards the lead in here, Terry. Let's take a look at this chart for the first time today. This is our speed chart. This is the high water mark for all the horses relative to everybody else on a speed figure. And then this is the low water mark. So you see a lot of volatility in that 4. The red dot is the average race. So these are all over the place, Terry. So from this perspective, it looks like anybody can win. We do see that the 3 horse has a 5-point speed figure advantage. Terry, our top 4 total pace horses in this mix. This is your best bet. Drum roll, please. Who's it going to be?
Well, it's that rail horse, the number 1 horse, Rock Me Gentle. She has finished in the money in 9 races out of the last 10 starts, winning 2 of those, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and has my favorite jockey here, high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez. Then I like the 5, Looking for Treasure. She won her 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like Telephone Line, the 8. She's finished in the money 80% of the time here at Parx, and she's won 40% of those starts. At today's distance, she's been in the money 68% of the time. 9 is my long shot, put up the crazy way, finished in the money in 4 races out of the last 6 starts, won 2 of those. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and she switches to high percentage winning jockey. My last pick 4 is 1-5 with the 1-3 with the 7-9-11 with the 2-3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 $48 ticket, and then I'm gonna bet 10 to win and 20 to place on number 1, $5 exacta key box 1 with the 5 8 9, and a $10 exacta 1 on top with the 3 5 8 and 9.
So I have the 3 horse Everheart. I'm going to go that route. Top last race speed figure, 5 points. Better across the board, better fractions. Making 3 starts in a row for the first time, Terry. That is a finely healthy angle in my view. Then Rock Me Gently. Paco on the rail in the money. 9 out of 10 races. Hey, that horse will finish in the money. Looking for Treasure. That's what this show is all about, Terry. 2 for 2 at Parx since arriving. Third up, and the resume says it should have looked a lot like the last one, which was a win. And then number 2, Emily's on Fire, has a par race faster at 7 furlongs last time out than it was at 6 furlongs in the prior start. I got to pick 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to single the 7, Terry. I told you. I have a best bet today, too. And then the 2, 4, 5, 8, and 10, as we're about to start here in race number 2. Sanchez Park, these weak fields, yes, indeed. Might not mixed up with Michael Sanchez, the songwriter. Yes, probably not a good idea because I don't think he is a songwriter. All right, race number 2. They're about to get going. Again, when the show is over in just a minute, head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Right there, you'll see in the middle of the screen, it says Parx. You click on that. We'll have all of our comments along with the race review. While you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Get yourself some Horse Racing Today gear. I got the 13 lucky number 13 on. Both top and bottom. Terry sporting it, 20% off. It supports the show. We would greatly appreciate your support and seeing you out sporting our Horse Racing Today gear. In race number 2, right now, the 2 horse Stone Cold Reaction is your favorite, 9 to 5. And they're running in race number 2. So let's see how they're running. The 2 horse has darted to the lead. You got the 4 horse to its outside. The 3 horse trying to keep up, but has since given way a little bit. The 2 horse, the gray, all by itself on the front with the 4 right off its tail. So the 4 staying in touch at 50 to 1. Look out. Fastidious could be a long shot, big time scorer. You got maybe 2 lengths from the nose of the 2 on the lead to the tail of the 3, who's in between horses. He's going to get a really funky trip. Kind of hard to be out there and probably win. 2 horses on the lead. The 5 horse is giving it a go. He's trying to get involved. The 6 horse on the outside at 6 to 1, 7 to 1 might prove to be a difficult endeavor to chase down. But this horse race looks like it belongs to the 2. The 5 is going to have a tough trip, although the 4 at 50 to 1 saying, I'm going to get involved in here. Down around the bend they come. It does look like the 5 horse, Terry, at 3 to 1 is going to pull up, go by. Then the 2 horse down on the rail. Looks like maybe the 6 horse might get involved at the end here. I don't know if he will. But that 5 horse right now, Carnaby, is a runaway train, Terry. It's going to go 5, 1, 2, and then 6. I don't know. I should stay away from those 3 horses maybe, because the Looking Wild was looking kind of wild is for sure in there. So 5 horse brings us both alive through our pick 4s, thankfully. And a lot of horses coming from off the pace. Speed not holding up today, Terry. So maybe the closers are the way to go, which is unusual at Parx. All right, so 3 races to go for you and I. That's going to start off in race number 8. Again, tomorrow we will be at Parx again. So make sure you tune in for that. The best way to make sure you don't miss anything, Terry, is to do what, my friend?
You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit that bell to let you know when all the different programs are coming up. Go down, copy the link, share it with everybody that you know so they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and X, I think, at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. And then keep these comments coming and the picks as we enjoy having them happen. And it also helps us out with our algorithms.
Yeah, so if you're watching on X and you haven't done so, make sure you follow us so that when we go live, you're notified. Also on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way we can get to 10,000. As I promised, when we get to 10,000, the folks at both X and YouTube unleash additional sets of tools, and then our growth will really go exponential. So we can't do that, folks. The only folks that can subscribe are you. We would greatly appreciate it if you do. We'd greatly appreciate, Terry, you sharing the conditions for race number 8.
All right, so let's go to 1 mile and 70 yards. And excuse me, claiming race, $10,000 claiming price. Purse $26,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since January 14th. Claiming races for $8,000 or less are not being considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Yeah, to get that 4th race at 1 mile 70 yards, again, speed, but speed's not really the way today. 34% before today going wire to wire, inside being better than outside. In race number 8, Terry, we're looking for some inside speed. Do any oblige? No, it's the Buffalo Girl.
No, it's the outside horse, or next to the outside horse. It's the 8. 8 should get out of that quarter, out of there and get the quarter pole pretty fast.
Yeah, and 8 shows like it has a little bit of overlay. A couple of other horses maybe get some value.
Yeah, the 3 has an overlay also, 3 to 2 to 5 to 1, and the 4 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to 12 to 1. And of course, you were talking about the 8, which is 6 to 1 to 12 to 1. That's also double the overlay. So,
yeah, pretty much all of these horses have either hit par or have a chance to do it again. Any standouts here for the best chance to do it again, Terry?
Well, look at that number 3 horse, Peach Perfect's got a 42.5% chance. So there you go.
And also looks like the 3 horse has a pretty good jockey trainer combination, but some competition here as well.
It does. The 6 and the 9, 6 has the best jockey, 9 trainer, but the combination that's the best is the 3. So for me, at least, that's what I would have picked.
And another one of these race shapes where most of the horses are middle back. Right in here, we see that again. So that means early speed should have an advantage. We see up here the 3 had the 8 with a good chance to get to the lead, Terry, but maybe not the most comfortable position today.
No, the 9 shows like it'll be the most comfortable show, followed up by that 1, High Heel Warrior.
Indeed. We do see over here the 4 horse Amalfi Lady. 3-point speed figure advantage over the rest. Our top 4, but you can see, look at this race. There's only 5 points separating top to bottom. That means this race is pretty wide open. We do see that the average races for these horses, except for maybe the 4 horse and the 8 horse, are pretty much in line with each other, Terry. I'd say this race is pretty wide open. What do you think?
Yeah, it is, but I like the 3 Peach Perfect. She's won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, switches to high percentage winning trainer, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the High Heel Warrior, the 1, and at Parx Racing, she's been in the money 70% of the time, winning 30% of those starts. And then the distance will not be a problem as she's finished the money 70% of the time and won half of the starts at today's distance. Girl from Outer Space, the 6. My third choice, she ran second versus similar last race, switches to high percentage winning jockey. The 4 is my long shot. She won her last race, and she has the highest speed figure, last race speed figure. No additional bets for me. I'm out of money.
You know, it's John. strange thing for me today because I updated the sheets and I know the 9 scratch because there's a late scratch on there. And I think it's just so you can pop that one out of there. So yeah, that top that's gone too. The I don't know if it's cached or what, but it wouldn't come out of the system. I don't know why. Number 11.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know what race number. That's race number 8, right? Is it
Yeah.
right now? Yeah, the 9 horse, yeah, and the 7 were both scratched. And
Yeah.
I don't know why when I did it, I tried to update it and reload the new PDF, but it didn't do it. So good catch on that. And there's one coming up too in the next race where the 6 is the same thing. I don't know why it wouldn't pop out of there. I think it's just cashed in. I'm unaware. So for me, you went through your picks. So I'm going to go through mine. Peach Perfect, as I mentioned, my chubby blonde girlfriend, my yellow lab. Her name is Peach. She's perfect, so I have to put Perfect Peach at the top of my picks as I pop my P's in an alliteration. But this horse is definitely in form right now. It is the proper distance for Peach Perfect. 19 times out, 6 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3, and just twice the horse won at any other distance in 11 tries. Number 1, high-heeled. Yeah, again, that's not supposed to be 11. I get it. Yeah. This is because of my writing. So let me go back over here. This is supposed to be the 1 horse. It's supposed to be 3, 1, tab, 6, and 4. It's just my notes. The way they played out on the screen, you see here my notes. It said the 11 right there, and I just accidentally clicked, put the 11 there instead of the 1. So thanks for the catch right there too, Don. I love the quality control. It's greatly useful. We greatly appreciate it. Excuse me, who tells who won the second race at Parx? Raul, number 5, won the second race at Parx. I put that up on the screen there just a moment ago. All right, so now that we've got all these things, bugs put out of the way, High-Heeled Warrior, not the 11, the 1 is my second choice. This horse was faster by nearly 4 seconds last time out, Terry. That's crazy improvement. Then the 6, as Terry and I are in the same form, Girls from Outer Space. Yes, we all know that to be true. Did run much better fractions last time out. And then finally, Amalfi Lady did run that top last race speed figure. It is our simulation favorite. Killed it in its last race. Usually big races are followed by more big races. No additional bets for me either in race number 8, Terry, because I spent all of my money in race number 9, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But first, Terry's going to tell us what they're running for.
Well, they're going to shorten up to 6 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $32,000. And this race is for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than a maiden or a claiming, or which have never won 4 races or a claiming price of $25,000, and which have never won 4 races.
This again, 6 furlong speed, baby, speed, baby, speed. That's the best way to get your way to the winner's circle. Walter Payton, 34% of the time on the lead. Disturbed has a rail bonus. 2 and 3 also a bonus. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out's a little better than 4 through 7, Terry. We're looking for speed once again, although that's not really been the way so far in the first 2 races. And this is the case where the 6 is scratched in here too. I don't know why it would not scratch out when I did it, but 6 ain't in the race, folks. So it's not going to be on the lead, Terry. That means somebody else likely will be.
Well, it's going to be a toss-up between the 8, 7, and 10 on who gets to that quarter pole first, as they're pretty close in their data numbers.
Yeah, another race where everybody's got a chance to hit par. In this case, that's an 89. That's a pretty good speed figure in there, Terry. But who's got the best chance to do it again today?
Well, it appears to me that almost all of them do, but the best chance is the 10 and that 5. Look like
I think it's the 7 in there. 10, actually, the 7.
Yeah, 10.
My lines aren't straight, Terry.
I know, the 10 and the 7. So the 7 shows a really nice chance to get there. So
7 also a little overlay in there.
Yeah, it is. It's got an overlay of about 6 to 5 to about 8 to 5 or 7 to 5.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the 6 out, again, another race, most of the horses middle back. Terry, which horse in here is going to get the best trip today?
Well, it appears to me that the 1 and the 11 have the best chance of getting the best trip or enjoying the race today.
Yeah, one of them in here, standout jockey trainer combination, almost ones across the board.
Yeah, that's that 7 horse. There's about the best trainer jockey combination for this race.
Yes, he's also taking the biggest class drop in here, Liberty de Bayou, Terry. All right, well, who's going to win this one?
Well, I like in this race the number 7, Liberty D Bayou. He ran third versus Tougher in his last race, drops in class today. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 11, Prince of Chill. Finished in the money in 8 races out of the last 10 starts, winning 2 of those starts. So very competitive horse. Drops in class today, has high percentage winning jockey. And then the 9 is my third choice. He has finished in the money in 5 races out of the last 7, winning 3 of those starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. I like the 3 as my long shot is Try Harder. He won his last race, Parx Racing. He has a high percentage winning jockey. That's it for me in that race.
All right. Well, I think, Terry, you got that one horse who won the third race. Well, they haven't run the third race yet, so that's a good question. If anybody's got the answer, let us know in the comment section. I'm going to go with the 7 horse to win here, Terry. He's one of my favorite angles down here at Parx, and it is our sim favorite. It is our biggest class dropper. You got Paco, you got Jamie Ness. I mean, those are the best 2 at the track, but this one's coming in from the NYRA circuit. I call those track drops, right? Because Aqueduct is a higher tier track, tends to attract better horses. So you see here, look at this, dropping from allowance race, a pretty big drop there, not in for a claim, it's in for a check. We got 99 speed figure back here. So not only is it a class drop, it's a track drop, Terry. And that horse, I hope it goes off at 8-6-5. I probably won't. Number 3, Try Harder, was the next horse for me on my list. That one, Terry, is in the money, 8 of 9 races at the distance. 2 solid workouts between races. I also want to point out that Liberty de Bayou, since coming in from the NYRA circuit, has a blistering fast work at Parx. So it looks like he'll take to the track as well. Re-Rally, the 9 horse, run back to the February 26th race, and he could upset the 7 horse. And then Palm Island, the 10 horse, may be better in the second start after a layoff. Just 1 win in 5 races, though, off the board in the others. It's a good chance. I'm going to put 55 to win on the 7. And then a $15 exacta. 7 over to 3, 9, and 10. That's it for my bets today, Terry. And I rarely do that. So I probably bet all of your life savings on the 7 to come in second since I did this. I wouldn't do that, folks. That's just a joke. And, disclaimer, this is all for information and entertainment purposes. Number 10, because gambling involves risk, Terry, for sure. All right, so the last race of today, again, tomorrow, Terry and I back for Parx for 2 terrific Terry Tuesdays. Make sure you don't miss the Parx by subscribing on all of our streaming sites down there below. We'll also be live on Wednesday for Keeneland, on Thursday for Aqueduct. Not quite sure what we'll do on Foreign Friday, but I do know for sure that Tom and I won't get our wires crossed on Foreign Friday this week. Terry, what's the deal with race 10?
Okay, well, we're going to shorten up to 5.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price. First, $19,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, we're starting at 5.5. We opened, and we're going to close with the maiden claiming for 5.5 furlongs. So the best of the best in a short race, where normally the horse that gets to the lead has a 42% chance to keep it. That didn't play out today. There's a rail bonus, 2 and 3, a small bonus, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out a bonus as well. Hopefully speed at some point, Terry, matters. If it does, how will it matter here?
Well, the 5 shows the most speed, followed up by that 1. So it just depends who gets the best break and the best decision by the jockey.
So as we take a look at the racing here, Terry, only a couple of them, and I mentioned again with the maiden races, horses that have proven they can hit the par score, good place to look. So where should we look?
Well, you should look at that 1. The 2, and the 8. They both have in the past equaled or exceeded that par speed number.
Yes, indeed. And a few coming close. Looks like, Terry, the 5 horse is the one in there that's got the best chance to do it again today.
It is, yeah. Followed up by the 8, then the 1, then the 2, and the 4.
Any jockey trainers that we should really keep an eye on?
Well, I like the 4 as a best jockey trainer combination, although the 7 has the best trainer.
And then we look at our race shape here. The 10, first-time starter. Most of people middle back. Get forward, you got a pretty good chance, Terry. Looks like the 5 and the 1 got the best chance to get forward. Of those two, which is likely to find the pace to be more to its liking?
Well, that one. Look at that one with the 92.34 followed up by that 3. So
This is a crazy looking race to me, Terry. Kate's Warrior Head. That one a 4 point. Here we got another one, a 4 and a 4. That's got to be a cryptic code in there, Terry, for sure. The 8 horse has the most late speed. So if late speed keeps up, maybe the 8 horse go, Clo, go with the big overlay, Terry. Wow, that's a nice overlay, no?
yeah, it is. It's a very nice overlay. Let me get back here. That overlay on that 8 is well, take a look. 3-1 to 12-1. Boy, if it goes off at 12-1, that'd be something that I'd put in my exotics at least.
Yeah, and then you have our top 4 total pace horses to close the show. Terry, who are your top 4 horses in this race?
Well, I like the poor Kate's Warrior Heart. She ran 3rd versus Tupper in her last race as the favorite, but her high percentage winning trainer wins 24% of these races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and she switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then the 5 Imperial Azteca finished in the money in 3 races out of the last 4 starts. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 22% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. Then the 2 Classic Mystery, 3rd choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the remaining claiming races. He has a horse running in. I like the 9 as my long shot, drops in class today. Her early speed running style helps her chances. The shorter distance then will be a very big help. And her best start speed is fast among today's starters. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I have the 4 horse Kate's Warrior Heart. That's my top choice there. Top last race speed figure, 4 points. Paco Lopez, 3rd career start. Plenty of room for upside. Imperio Azteca. That one should be on the lead. Been close to winning in 3 of its 6 races, so it'll either come close or won't be involved at all. Classic Mystery, the 2 horse, my next choice. That one is also making the 3rd start after a layoff. The biggest class dropper, and along with the 8, has a par race. Number 10, Mopsy. That's the first-time starter versus a field of mostly knows. Gets 2.6 out of 3 points above that 2.5 threshold. Was a real close call between that and the 8 horse, the other one with a par race in there. That's why I put a bunch of them in the end of my pick 4. I agree with you, Scary Creations. I do think that 7 horse is likely to be a big favorite. Fingers crossed it's close to 1-1, 4-5. Then I would absolutely be thrilled to death. If it is 1-5 or something along those lines, then you're right. Absolutely 1,000% look elsewhere for that. I agree with you on that. Maybe you should get a $55 instead of the 55 to win on the 7. That would probably make sense too, to look at a double. I would get there, and then in the odds probables, look to see how low they are. And if you're getting 1-1, maybe pick a horse or 2 and do that as well. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I get 4-5 or higher. Probably won't. I agree with you. Here are our full picks for today at Parx. Terry, race number 1 was won by the 6 horse.
That's correct.
And then I think the 5 horse won the next race.
It did.
6-5. So if we're following a pattern, that means in race number 3, it's going to be the 1 horse. Here's the way we see the rest of the day. I like the 3s, so hopefully it's a good day for the number racing contest that just picks 1 horse across the board. They usually win, so maybe not a bad strategy for this Magic Monday with our good friend Terry. Again, in just a few minutes over at horseracingtoday.net. On the front page, you will see a link to today's show along with our comments, commentary, and a race replay. In the video description on YouTube, we will timestamp every race. You can come back and watch them at your leisure. There's also a link for today's data sheet in the description so you can get familiar with that. I promise you, we're working on getting these available for every track that has thoroughbred racing from Canada and the United States. When you're at horseracingtoday.net, get yourself a 13 hat, a 13 cap, a 5 cap, a 5 shirt. Get 20% off for the next 4 days. That supports the show. Subscribe, like, follow, all of that good stuff. You know how to do that. Everybody who's on the internet tells you. You know those instructions by now. Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we get out of here for this Money Monday?
I just hope everybody has a really good week this week and the weather is nice for everybody. And just stay safe. Give your loved ones a hug and a kiss, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, one quick time before we go through here again. Race number 3, well, there are really no bets. So we have race number 4. There's our pick 4. for Terry and I in race number 4. Race number 7 is the late Don Johnson pick 4. There you see, it's also Terry's best bet. And me on that short price horse, 55 to win on the 7, $15 exact to 7 with the 3, 9, and 10. As Scary Creation said, perhaps take a look at race number 8 to find yourself a horse to maybe put a double in, or maybe race number 10, another double with Kate's Warrior Heart instead of a straight win bet if it is a very prohibitive favorite. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this Money Monday, Terry, we hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor. Every single thing you do today till we get back together again ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully in the winner's circle, for terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx once again.